The fuck is happening, fam? It is your boy, the um, um. I'm gonna try it again. What is happening, fam? It is your boy, the Soul and Steve, the Ayatollah of Indica, aka the Bobby Fischer of BHO, aka Ned Sparks, aka Willie the Cool Penguin, aka the President of the United Bakes of America, Donald Blunt, aka Johnny Hash, aka fucking Burnt Reynolds, aka Lord Bongtimore, and I'm here tonight with another brand spanking new episode of Let's Fucking Toke About It. If you're new here, welcome. Not sure that this is the best place to start because while normally I'm feeling pretty spiritual, pretty zen, pretty chill, I'm not feeling chill today. It's like I am feeling a little chill. I just got done with jiu-jitsu. But welcome, welcome. This is a show primarily focused around personal development, I suppose. I suppose you could say it's a recovery podcast, although it's not explicitly about recovery in the traditional sense. It is about me and my journey, which is a recovery journey. Life for me is a recovery journey. Recovery from what, you may ask? Well, drugs, but also drugs are just a symptom of the problem. It's really a whole fucking mess of shit, And I'm here on this plane of existence, to fucking raise some hell, make people think a little differently, look at things differently. Let's Talk About It as a podcast about challenging the status quo. It's a punk rock podcast. Somebody asked me, uh, somebody asked me, Elliot, what happened to you? You used to be the punkest motherfucker I know. Now you're a fucking Proud Boy. Mind you, I had to ask him, I said, I'm a Proud Boy. You mean I'm a federal agent? Freeze. Halt. I am not a federal agent. Damn, maybe I'll get into the paper tonight. I'm not gonna write this second, but I used to be the punkest person this person knows. I actually just read the other day something that made me kind of happy because I felt like punk, as it was, and maybe what my idea of it was, uh, has changed. My ideas about it have changed. My thought process has changed. I mean, you could say in some senses I SLC punked the situation. If you've never seen that movie, it's Matthew Lillard's best, in my opinion, next to Scooby Doo, of course. um, it's you try to change the system from within, and it's the system that changes you. It's not often that I really get into it, talking about punk rock. Other than, of course, most dangerous rock and roll band of the 2000s, Kill Whitey. Kill Whitey, the best rock and roll band. They brought danger back to rock and roll. Those guys pissed a lot of people off. Pissed people off. But they would punch you in your face. And by they, I mean the attractive guitar player. Yes, the one that had some tattoos. Yes, the one that was really fucked up on drugs or drink. Yes, him. He was dangerous. But he was the best and easily the most attractive member of the band and always has been. Definitely got the most pussy out of everyone in the band. No one had more sex than the guitar player. He was the sexy one. The one with the black hair. Part of me feels like I need to trim my beard as I'm looking in it, but I don't like trimming it because I've just been using this Braggin' Beards beard oil, and it makes my beard so soft and shiny and sensual. It's not a paid advertisement, but my man is the proprietor of this brand, and you should support them. And if you are a bearded man that does something extraordinary, I would reach out and talk to them about sponsorship. Because my man is not afraid. Sponsors a boxer and everything. I hate that my coffee is already like cold. So yeah, this is a recovery podcast. It's a cannabis podcast. It's a everything podcast, really. Sometimes I talk to people and we have long conversations, some longer than others. Some more important per se than others. Uh, I guess that really depends on who you are. As I've become a professional podcaster, I've started wearing these sunglasses because the light, as you can see, is bright and I hate it and it's not good for my eyes. So, um, and if you have a line on cool sunglasses, I would like to wear them. Please sponsor me with your glasses or sponsor the show and give me some of your glasses. None of what I'm about to get into uh, is very spiritually minded. But I do feel it's important to get it out of my chest, to talk to you about it. I just have a sneaking suspicion my neighbor's going to walk up on me. I told him the other day, anytime you want to come by, if my garage door is up, come on over, brother. It's like, some real deal neighborly shit. I'll tell you what, man. I tell a lot of people to do jiu-jitsu. And now, granted, this guy's already a blue belt, but he hasn't trained since 2019, going into 2020. I told him to come train. He started training. He's all the way in. Trained twice today. So it was the first day we got to roll. We got after it, man. He's a tough motherfucker. I'm very excited because it seems like he has a little bit of an obsessive personality in that way that I do, especially when it comes to jiu-jitsu. Because this guy's already talking about cleaning out his garage, setting some mats up so we can fucking get after it. He messaged me last night asking if I wanted to start training every day, lifting, jitsin. I say, yep, 100%. And that's how you fucking make friends. Been living here since November. I just talked to him like a few weeks ago for the first time ever. And you know, glad I did. You could just act neighborly, and guess what? Your neighbors will act neighborly too. Imagine that. But I digress. Some of this shit is definitely not spiritual. It's not practicing spiritual principles like I normally try to tell you to do. But this shit is personal in some ways. I'm gonna tell you a little story about some people that I know. These are real people. And I'm gonna use their real names because fuck them. You know. Uh, but it's important. And it starts with me shooting dope, little dope shooter. And there was a family of people, the Calero family, Jimmy, the youngest, Danny, the middle one, and Chrissy, the oldest. Now, I met little Danny when I was about 14 at the Beast of the East tournament in Ocean City, well, Berlin, to be exact. And I already knew who he was. His reputation preceded him. I was 14. It's probably, I think he's like 5 years older than me. So he's probably, maybe even a little older because Jimmy was 40 now. So yeah, he might be fucking 5 years older than me. So he's probably about 19, 20. He's kind of a local DC legend in the skateboarding scene. Little Danny, man, Ripper, party animal. You could see him, Danny Claro, multiple DC skate videos. DC, not the shoe company, but DC as in the local city, District of Columbia. Even has a couple tricks in Pack a Lunch, my favorite DC skate video. Anyway, so met little Danny, party animal. I remember the Beast of the East. He didn't skate. He was outside drinking. He had some sort of injury, and then just over time, I met him again in the skate scene and partied at his house a little bit, friends of friends type shit. Start getting high. His brother, Jimmy, had asked me for a ride to the city one time, and I had never been. And so he popped my going to the city cherry, and just like what I assume is it's kind of a junkie rite of passage if you're in the Baltimore area to go on in up Martin Luther King Boulevard, buck a left on Pennsylvania Avenue, and cop you some dope, man. Pennsylvania Avenue, pumping. There's been TV shows and shit about it. You can look it up. They have a guesstimation that Pennsylvania Avenue pumps about 10 mil in illegal dope sales yearly. Crazy, crazy numbers. They're pumping, and I'll never forget it. We went over there, seen this dude. Uh, got to Tyson, and I was blown away because there's no hand in hands. The guy that flagged us down for being white. We didn't just go over to him, give him the money, get the shit, and fucking get out of there. He waved us over to here. Little fucking 10-year-old kid ran over, took my cash. Another little 10-year-old ran over to the other side and fucking gave me the shit. And we fucking bounced out and fucking got high. You always had to wait. There was a rule. You always had to wait till you were like right about to get out of the city. You couldn't get high anywhere near where you copped. That hot boy no no. So we would usually shoot up at the Shell station or, one of those gas stations right when you're coming in downtown. Burger King, later when I was going over to Sin City, up near Sandtown, we'd always just go to the fucking Burger King right on fucking Route 1, Washington Boulevard there in Monroe. Uh, but we went up to Pennsylvania Avenue, got the dope, got high. He showed me how to shoot up for the first time. He helped me do it. Helped me do it. What a nice guy. What a nice guy. I'll never forget it either. It felt just like when they were shooting me up with morphine in the hospital for fucking my broke ass jaw. So generally, my good friend Bali, rest in peace, was good friends with Jimmy for some reason, always picking the wrong friends. That's what somebody said at his funeral. So, and I had the shit. So Danny and Jimmy and them would all fucking hit me up. And I remember going over there one time and, you know, I could, like Jimmy, there's not many people that I would describe as bad people, you know? You meet them and there's just something off. It ain't right. You can feel the energy's fucked up, And I had heard stories about this dude and I grew to see it. And we had watched I'll never forget one time, their older sister Chrissy, she was fucking nuts too. She was just like Danny and Jimmy, but fucking a woman. So tackling all the typical junkie bullshit and then add like inability to control emotions as well. And I remember one time we were all fucking sitting around and her fucking their little 2-year-old, Chrissy's 2-year-old with her fucking baby daddy. They were all fucking running around. The 2-year-old's like, "Mommy's sick. Mommy needs medicine. Mommy needs her Tic Tics." Fucking, I show up. We're all fucking shooting up in there. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, damn. I mean, I know I'm here, but y'all are fucking pieces of shit. There's a 2-year-old here. We just be smoking right in the house. Fuck. I mean, it was chaos. I think Brian, the baby dad, has since gotten his shit together. But you know, none of them take care of their kids. None of them fucking do shit. Constantly scheming. Yeah, I dropped Jimmy and Bolly off one time, and they fucking broke into Danny's girlfriend's mom's house, stole a bunch of shit and pawned it. Jimmy fucking tattletaled on me multiple times about different shit. It's just like fucking dirtbag. Anyway, fast forward. I had gotten clean, had been clean for some time, a little over a year maybe. Got a call from my man Bolly. Looked at it, and I knew he was getting high again. And I'll never forget. I just finished fucking. I just finished slanging some fucking iron. You know, some real fucking chopping down lumber. You know what I mean? Just fucking doing the damn thing. And Bolly was calling me, and I was butt ass naked. And I looked, and I said, "I ain't answering this. I don't not in the mood for that shit." God damn it, if the next day that motherfucker passed away, you know? And I didn't talk to him. Felt like a dirtbag, you know? Mind you, the homie had overdosed a cool 13 or 14 times to that point. So, you're gonna do, man? Playing with fire every time. And then it came out that he was hanging out over at Jimmy and Danny's, and he had overdosed there, died. Allegedly, they took his body from the house, brought it around the corner, and threw him in some bushes at this park. The park ranger found him the next morning in the bushes, you know. And it was tacked on to the rumor that they ran his fucking pockets, too. Bitch ass motherfucker. And mind you, this was my best friend, you know. I love this dude. You know, that junkie bond is real. You know, it's saying, hey, this shit might put me out, and I'm trusting that you're gonna do everything in your power to make sure that I fucking come back. You know, it's nobody wants us at this party. We gonna show up together. They can't kick us both out. We're a team. You know, it's riding around, working all day, landscaping, cutting grass, and driving around, smoking a blunt, drinking some deuce. You know, uh, and then this morning I get a call. You know, this morning I get a call from a good friend of mine who I haven't spoke to in a couple years because he did some fuck shit. He doesn't know that I know he did some fuck shit, but I know, and he's been a friend for such a long time. It's really hard, you know. It definitely be the people closest to you. I love to give people extra chances. Anyway, he called me this morning and said I need to talk to somebody. I said, "Is everything good, bro?" He said, "Bro, little Jimmy." Now, mind you, little Jimmy. Oh, I forgot. Fucking little Jimmy. And I say little Jimmy, even though he's a 40-year-old man, because this fucking faggot is 5'2" with some fucking forces on, and I mean, just a fucking shitbag. Something tells me he had a kid and didn't take care of this kid. I can't remember who with, but I swear he had a kid. But this motherfucker was so fucked up on booze and PCP that he fucking crashed his car head on into somebody else, and the other guy died. Jimmy did some time on a manslaughter case for that, and then got out. Actually, that fool fucking friend requested me on Facebook after he got out, and I rejected that shit. I said, "Fuck no! Oh hell no! Fuck no! You don't need to be my Facebook friend. Stay the fuck from around me." So I get this call from Christian today. He said, "Yo, did you hear what happened?" I said, "Nah, what happened?" He said, "You hear what happened?" I said, "Nah, what happened?" He said, "Did you hear what happened?" I said, "Nah, I didn't hear what happened. Tell me what happened." This dude tells me what happened, and what happened was little Jimmy fucked up off the dip, I'm assuming, right? I wasn't there, I don't know. But I'm gonna give you the details as they were given to me. And at first, um, Christian had told me what he had heard was that Jimmy had it's hard to even say. Jimmy fucking stabbed his mother to death and tried to kill his sister too, but she faked like she was dead. And so, like, if some of the things that I told you up to this point wasn't enough to say, oh, this guy sounds like a piece of shit, tack on stabbing your own mother. And then I've talked to some other people. I heard also wasn't a stabbing; it was a beat her with a baseball bat, which is probably even worse. Both a stabbing or being beaten to death with a baseball bat. Pretty fucking intimate. It's not like a gunshot, just click, bang, and that's it. It's you got to look at this motherfucker and drive that shit in, and the blood gets on your hands, and the knife starts slipping because it's slippery, and you got this wet slippery, sticky blood on you, or a baseball bat. I mean, what do? Fucking wind up and Mark McGuire your 72-year-old mom? Fuck you. And like in the time that I was getting high at their house, obviously I knew their mom. She'd be fucking around. There was nothing she could do. I mean, these kids just ran the fuck all over her, stole from her. I mean, I don't know how this woman didn't die from stress. My mom would take her to like Al-Anon and Nar-Anon meetings. Sue would call me from time to time, check in, especially after I got clean. Just let me know that I was doing a good job and she was proud of me. Really, such a kind, sweet woman. Would try to get me to like talk to Danny and Jimmy, and like convince them to get clean. But, it's like, I can't fucking do that, and Danny, well, he's fucked up. Definitely a schemer. Definitely also kind of a dirtbag for sure. You know, even at his lowest, he's always seemed to like to make you feel good. Like always had nice shit to say to you about you. Like to see you smile, crack some jokes. And there were glimpses of like this is a real human. You know, yeah, he's doing fucked up shit because he's hooked on drugs, but you can tell he don't want to do that shit. Jimmy just lie, steal, cheat. you know, fucking do anything and everything he could just in his own self-interest. And you can look at this mugshot too. It's posted. Fucking, the police departments have posted it. I mean, the look in his eyes, bro, just like, and I think about Miss Sue and it makes me think of the disease of addiction as a whole, and how it affects others. And as somebody that's been through it, and obviously when I was going through it, I had a very selfish mindset that was, oh, I'm only hurting myself, fuck off, like it's my body and my choice, and obviously that even that is is not right. It upsets people. People have feelings. They don't want to watch you kill yourself with drugs. And Miss Sue is no different. Like she would have given anything and everything she could to see her kids get it together, man. And Danny died of an overdose a couple years ago. I didn't go to the funeral. I wanted to. I don't even think I even called Miss Sue. I can't even think of the last time I talked to her, and I feel like an asshole about that. Honestly, I've been reflecting on it. I don't think I should feel guilt because I made a decision consciously not to go to Danny's funeral. I didn't want to see the people that were going to be there in the condition they were going to be in. And as much as I had some love and respect for Danny, the last time I saw him, I was at the pool rolling up, talking on my phone in my car, and I saw him walking up with his kids. And I like leaned back in the seat so he wouldn't see me because he didn't know my car. And I didn't even talk to him, you know. After he died, I didn't talk to Miss Sue. And, I feel bad because her own son, her baby boy, whom she loved dearly, like I said, would have given anything and tried to, loved her kids to death, literally. She was an enabler. And I don't want to sound callous or like I don't care because I do. I really do. And it's fucked up to think about how what type of mind frame you have to be in, you know? How fucked up do you have to be to stab or beat your own mother to death? I really any whatever punishment the justice system doles out to this motherfucker is too light. The American taxpayer, funder of this privatized prison system should not have to pay for fucking the detention of Jimmy Calero be thrown right in a wood chipper, you know? I mean, I think about my mom and how important she has been, not only in me getting clean, but my entire life. You know, is she perfect or is my relationship with her perfect? No, but it's fucking better than it ever has been, you know? Like when I got clean and got around to making some amends, you know, it's like I think about that shit as you know, you don't engage in those behaviors again. You know, my mom helped save my fucking life, you know, made sure that my ass got into treatment, that I did, you know, that I had a lawyer, didn't get in too much trouble. You know, she's knocked the dope out of the spoon before, you know, helped when I was behind on rent more times than I'd like to admit, you know, and it's not many people in this world that have your back like that, you know, and I know I'm extremely fortunate to have a family that would, or at least a mom. And, you know, Jimmy had that, you know, and it's hard to think about, you know, that your kid could be in such a place where the right move is to kill you, you know, and even if just in a moment of frustration, just like swung the bat or fucking block and shanked, you know, in the heat of the moment, you know, it's almost like, what was it? Was it just like fuck it, I'm already in, you know? The fool tried to run away. I was gonna say I don't know how the cops got called, but I guess his sister, or whoever the second victim was, had crawled outside and was causing a ruckus. You know, but it's sickening the more that I think about it. You know, these kids that all three of these fuck ups have created don't have a grandma who also loved and cared and did everything for them that she could. You know, the disease of addiction is self-centered in nature, obsessive, compulsive, and self-centered. You know, there's only two ways that shit went down. You know, this motherfucker was fiending, and she got in the way. She was in the way of some money or some way of facilitating getting high. Well, the motherfucker was whacked out of his mind on fucking dippers, which is kind of his MO. I mean, I've watched that woman clean up this grown man who pissed his pants from drinking too much beer and smoking dippers. You know, and you're gonna fucking have the audacity to kill. You live in our house for free. It's just every single thing about it got me fucking heated. You know, and then I had some other people that called me today, and I mean, I know it's not the right way to think about it. Like, fuck this dude. I hope he gets fucking eaten alive in jail. You know, but you know, God can deliver a much better punishment than me. Who am I? I'm not judge, jury, and executioner. Uh, but I'd have to assume that the people, when they check his paperwork and they see this fool was high and killed his mom, oh, that to me that would be like that's got to be right up there with like pedophilia. You know, how prison dudes don't fuck with pedophiles. You don't fuck with kids. Got to be a thing with moms as well. Oh, you killed your own mother for some drugs or while you were on drugs? Yeah. I hope they fucking I hope they fucking rip his asshole up. That motherfucker needs to get stitches from fucking the bottom of his nutsack all the way back to his asshole because the whole gooch has been turned into an asshole. I hope they stretch that motherfucker out, hold his ass down, and just dry fuck him until the only thing lubricating him is fucking blood and semen. And they do it repeatedly, daily. They even kill this fool. They just fucking knock his teeth out so it's easier to fuck his face. Fuck you, Jimmy. Bitch ass motherfucker. You know? He does have a ponytail too, so they have fucking grab that shit and just smack that shit into the fucking wall. Rattle his brain a little bit. I mean, if I was in his position, I might really think about killing myself. I killed my own mom. Fuck that, dude. You know, I don't really know how to end this fucking episode, you know? I guess don't fucking do drugs for fucking 20 plus years and get so fucking crazy and out of control that you catch manslaughter charges, sexually assault women, uh, lie, cheat, rob, steal. Just fucking be a good person, man. Figure it out. The shit's hard, but it's fucking worth it, because you start getting away from these people who just suck the fucking energy from you. They're meant to fucking bring you down, Like, I'm glad I got away from motherfuckers like Jimmy Clara. Waste of fucking breath, you know? And the good thing is, I ain't never gonna have to see him again. So be grateful, because in the end, everyone got lessons to learn, man. And it's unfortunate, and obviously I don't know, right? But just from my perspective, it's like Sue didn't learn her lessons, of setting boundaries, healthy boundaries. Um, normally loving someone to death in regards to the disease of addiction is applied to the addict dying. I don't think I've ever heard it used in the context of loving someone to death, loving an addict to death, in the context of because the addict killed you. It's deep, man. Yeah, Miss Sue was friends with my mom. Stuff, dude. My heart goes out to her and the family, and even Chrissy, man. As fucked up as she was, I haven't seen her in 15 years, probably close to it. I know she's been through it, and the only reason that she was even at her mom's was because she was on house arrest and needed to go there for some shit from years ago. But she could have been doing great. I highly doubt it. It's kind of hard to be doing great in that house when there's actively people getting high there. So I'd have to assume that Chrissy was fucked up too. But if it was Chrissy that got fucking was the other person in this involved in this getting fucking beat almost to death or stabbed almost to death, her injuries apparently are not life threatening. So that's good. Um, I'm gonna try to pray for this motherfucker Jimmy tonight when I get down on my Zafu, which is a meditation pillow. Sit there and have some prayer time and meditation time because I know ultimately that's what's important, right? I got to pray for my kid's mom too because whenever I start feeling angry or hateful, I'll use some of that energy, right? I was deadlifting today, deadlifted 315. That's a personal best for me. Deadlifted 315, personal best. Then I'll go and I'll make some amends by praying for these people. Because at the end of the day, you know, everyone got their lessons to learn. Everyone got to figure it out, and I just hope people can get some clarity on what their shit is. Let me find something real quick. Proverbs 19:26. That's almost exactly what I was looking for. He that wasteth his father and chaseth away his mother is a son that causeth shame and bringeth reproach. I mean, if that don't fucking hit home, I don't know what the fuck else would. I mean, that's how applicable. Motherfucking Proverbs. Let me see. When I try to think, back to the Masonic teachings. I got it right here in the Bible. You could find this right online. What the Masonic creed is, the beliefs, the teachings. It says man's first duty is to love and revere God, implore his aid in all laudable undertakings, and seek his guidance through prayer, embrace and practice the tenets of religion, extend charity and sympathy to all mankind, shield and support the widow and orphan, defend virtue, respect the aged, honor the bonds of friendship, protect the helpless, lift up the oppressed, comfort the downtrodden, the downcast, restore dignity in the rejected, respect the laws of government, promote morality, and add to the common stock of knowledge and understanding. It's right there, man. Pray for these motherfuckers. Pray for guidance. Pray for discernment. Because at the end of the day, the anger and resentment, that I hold towards Jimmy, is mine to deal with. And one of my favorite phrases is resentment's like pissing on your own leg. You're the only one that feels it. So at the end of the day, you have to find ways to get over this shit. These obstacles that hold you back. These obstacles that push you away from connection with others, which is connection with God. We're all as special little people, with a little piece of him inside of us. That spirit, that breath